Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love Island UK, Season 11, Episode 9.
Just a few corrections. I see the comments. We see the comments. We made a error about saying that Mimi was never in a relationship. It was Uma that has never been in a relationship. Still, that doesn't take away the fact that I feel how I feel about Mimi.
Right.
She is still timid, and do not gaslight me trying to make it seem like she's been the aggressor. She is the one who said it out her own mouth. She don't like to compete. Mm-hmm. That's what she said. Mm-hmm. Number two, welcome to everybody who's new. This is my wife, Blair. I'm Christopher, and we do Love Island UK and Love Island USA. So we will be back tonight to give you that review as well. Blair, you ready?
I'm ready.
Walk us through this, please.
All right. So Harriet pulls Ronnie for a chat.
Yeah.
She tells him that he needs to make up his mind. She says, you were kissing Jess in bed last night.
Oh, no.
And Ronnie is saying that he still wants to get to know both of them.
Yeah.
Harriet feels that he wants Jess and wants herself on the side. He just hugs her.
The thing about
it's
Ronnie...
like, now, just relax.
The thing about Ronnie is I think he can do with either. I think he could do with Harriet being the main, just being on the side, as long as he have both of y'all. I think I agree to your point that you said about Ronnie last episode, Blair, about how technically it's like he can do with both of y'all. He wants his cake and eat it too. But I don't think he's leaning more to one person than the other. You think so?
No, I don't.
Yeah, me neither.
So Sean ends up pulling Jess for a chat.
Yeah.
Jess says that she's not here to waste time. She is the prize. And she said she's not going to be kissing two guys at once. So in order to move forward with Sean, she needs to wrap up the situation with Ronnie. Or more so, Ronnie needs to wrap up the situation, make up his mind. Sean says that he just wants to let her know that he's still interested and he wants to continue to be persistent with her. Jess says that she wants to continue to chat with Sean, but the romantic connection will come when she's more able to focus on him.
Your thoughts on that, Blair?
I don't necessarily believe Jess. I mean, if there was a spark with Ronnie, there would have been a spark with Ronnie. I just don't think it's there. And I don't think she's stringing him along either. I think her head really is distracted by Ronnie. But if that situation clears up and Ronnie chooses Harriet, I don't think it would make things any better for Sean, to be honest.
So basically, you feel like she's not even stringing Sean along.
No, I think she just really is focused on Ronnie. And then if Ronnie was to choose Harriet, then he'd be more so mad at Ronnie.
Yeah.
So I don't know where Sean would even fit into the equation for her.
Yeah, Jess, I don't understand this I'm the prize thing that you keep saying, right? You are only a prize if someone is appreciative of it, right? Meaning that Ronnie don't see you as the prize. So you keep saying you the prize, you the prize, you the prize. Then if you the prize, why don't you give Sean an equal shot then right now? If you know your worth as you keep telling us every episode.
And if Sean sees your worth.
Exactly. Why don't you, why does it stay, why does that not mean anything for Sean then? Why don't you turn your attention to Sean if you like, you know what, I know my worth. I'm the prize. You know what, Sean? Yes, I will talk to you and things like that. But I think you're waiting for some type of validation from Ronnie, or as Ronnie, as everybody was making fun of this episode, deadline day. You get what I'm saying? To basically put the ball in his court. Besides you taking charge of the situation and be like, you know what? No, I don't want to talk to you.
Because to me, that's how you really know you're the prize, when you make the own decision for yourself,
Facts.
not allowing somebody else to have that power over you.
Yeah.
So you're saying it, but I don't know if she's really moving in that way.
She ain't 10 toes down on that.
Yeah.
I don't believe her.
Well, we've got Samantha, Io, and Ronnie talking. Io tells Samantha she looks nice, and Samantha's like, at least somebody's complimenting me. Ooh. And that was like the shortest, quickest little like exchange.
That's all I needed.
But it's just like you can tell that she's not getting the attention that she wants in her couple.
Everything that glitters ain't gold, just Samantha. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she asked if Io and Mimi kiss on the terrace, and he says yes. And he he feels like Uma doesn't understand that him and Mimi have kissed before she even got there. He says that he's told Uma everything, that he's going to be open to both of them. And he just doesn't understand pretty much why does he have to disclose every little thing he does.
Yeah, that's why you have to disclose it, because you just confirmed with Samantha that you did something, right?
Yeah.
If you feel like you don't have to disclose it with the women that you are involved with, don't disclose it with the women you're not involved with.
Exactly. Tell Samantha mind her business.
Exactly. So now,
not to say it's a secret, but just to be like, what I do with Mimi in our alone time is our alone time.
Exactly. So like now you telling Samantha, and now you mad that it's getting around. Well, you confirmed it.
Yeah.
You straight should have been like, well, I don't disclose what, like I didn't pull you. You get what I'm saying? I pull Mimi and things of that nature. I find it very interesting just to go back to this comment, because even though they was talking about the kiss and whatever, this is about Samantha and Joey, right? I don't think Joey liked this girl.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think Joey likes this girl, or it could be both. Samantha may be expecting too much. Because she had an idea what it's like to be with Joey Essex and things like that. She even called them the king and queen of the villa and things of that nature. But now she's realizing that, like, now it's like what they say, never meet your heroes, because it's like you may be disappointed. I think she's day by day is being disappointed by the fact that she's with Joey, and she's like, it's not what I thought.
Yeah, and also Joey's been really like humble and chill in the house. Like he hasn't like wielded his celebrity or his status in any type of way. And maybe she thought that he would be, and she'd be like, and I'm the girl he chose, like in y'all's face. But nobody really cares.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Well, Jess pulls Ronnie for a chat. And she said, did you tell Harriet you were thinking about her all night? Harriet told Jess that. And Ronnie was just like, I just told her, like, I looked up and I saw her across the way. Jess said that she believes Ronnie. She thinks Harriet's lying. She asked him, why is she saying that? And he's just like, I don't know. Jess, this is now when she is putting down her foot and saying that the deadline is tomorrow. And you need to make your decision by that time, because she's tired of this.
Okay.
Ronnie says that, honestly, like, you're telling me this, but I see you talk to Sean. It's pretty much the same thing. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Because she don't like Sean. She likes Ronnie.
And she's not kissing on Sean and taking him to the hideaway and all this type of stuff. It's really not the same. But he's just like, I could be saying the same thing for you. And she agrees with him.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing about it. Like, the thing that is funny that what Jess said that I picked up on, she said, I've been respectable, and you haven't, basically. And I'm like, well, it's kind of hard to say you've been respectable. If you have no interest in Sean, then it's kind of easy to be respectable. You get what I'm saying? Even though I do agree that she's putting her foot down, right? It kind of sucks as a viewer to see you put your foot down and to watch the other party kind of mock how you put your foot down. Talk about deadline day. I need an extension. He's making clock noises.
Yeah.
The man got a prayer circle in the back going
on. It's a joke to Ronnie.
He don't care.
Right. He really don't.
No.
So we got Uma and Samantha talking. Uma felt disrespected about them kissing in bed, and she also feels disrespected that she wasn't made aware of everything.
Yeah.
Samantha shares that, well, I'm sure you also didn't know they kissed on the terrace.
Oh,
and she's like, I did not know that.
She almost started crying.
And she says, if he kisses Mimi tonight in bed, it's done for them.
What?
Uma thinks Ayo is a smooth talker and wonders why he wouldn't bring it up, the kiss on the terrace, when they talked. She feels like she's in the dark about everything.
Well, you are in the dark because we're not in a couple.
Yeah.
And one thing to make it clear, just because I support Mimi doesn't mean that I don't support Uma to a point. I'm just going to be actual about Uma.
Yeah.
I think Uma is the type of person that only wants what Mimi wants. I'm sorry. She wants Ayo.
It's coming across that way.
It's coming across that way. Remember, listen, go back and watch the playlist. I said this all throughout the season so far. I think she wants whatever Mimi wants, right? And when she was with Ayo, she got with Ayo. And then when she was with Omar, Uma kissed Omar and things like that. Now that she's with Omar, she ain't even talking to Omar. And my thing is this with Uma. Okay, you was respectable while you was with Ayo. Kudos to you. No one asked you to do that. Right? And be careful when you do things without being asked to do it and then want credit for it. Because somebody could easily be like, I didn't ask you to like not kiss him while you was with him. Like, cause no one would notice it, right? So she's trying to make it seem like he's doing something dirty where he's been open the whole time. Right? Now I understand some people may say his actions doesn't match his words, but that's what he said. Just listen to my words. Right? At the end of the day, last episode, there was a group hug. So he is a smooth talker. You get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, Uma, I think you should just focus your attention with the person you are with. Period. What do you think about this scene, Blair?
What I think about it, how do I say it? Pretty much just that Uma, I still fully believe that Uma wants to be the top pick. And she wants Ayo to tell her that he is more into her than he is into Mimi.
Okay.
But that's not how he feels. And I can give her some empathy that if you're over here kissing somebody and taking them to the terrace, then yes, it looks like you're more interested in them than me because you didn't do the same thing with me when we were in a couple. So I can definitely see how she can feel like the energy is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But honestly, it might just be because they have a stronger connection.
That's true.
And I think that she's not taking that into consideration. Yes, he's wanting to get to know both of you, but their chemistry is just stronger.
It's coming off the screen.
Yeah, their chemistry is just stronger. But in her head, she's looking at it as he's playing her, but he's getting to know her just the same way he was getting to know you in the couple. Things are just progressing because it's going that well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it.
And this just actually reminded me of a scene where, remember last episode he kissed Mimi, right? There was a scene where he had Uma and he was talking to Uma and he was like, you know what, I can't stop thinking about that kiss. You, Uma, said that you go put the boundaries up and not kiss, right? Mimi didn't ask you for boundaries.
Yeah.
You decided that for their relationship and things like that because you was like, well, you said that, or you making it come across as if you were respectable and you hope somebody think of you the way you thought of them. No one asked you to think of them.
But see, also, like, I think that we have to think about if this is an unseen rule when it comes to Love Island.
Okay.
Of like maybe there's like rules around physicality that's kind of like
unwritten
rules. But for me, like, I'm fairly new to Love Island. I watched a couple other seasons, but I never took the physicality the way that Uma is taking the physicality.
Yeah.
And it seems like she's taking it to heart. Like it's really hurting her feelings.
I understand that.
So I get that, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, when it comes to boundaries and all those types of things, like, to me, I'm like, those are things you have to discuss. If Io's going to be in a couple with Mimi and you tell Io straight ahead, like, hey, I know y'all in a couple, I know y'all are exploring, these are kind of the areas in which I draw the line, and I feel like I'm not going to want to kiss you if you kiss her. And then he knows. But if you never tell him and all you said is crack on and get to know each other, then we're going to do that. So
yeah,
I don't know what to say.
I'm saying, Uma, you had your chance. You chose not to kiss.
Yeah.
Mimi didn't ask you to do that.
Yeah. So it's the next day. As everyone's getting ready, Harriet is speaking to my heart. She says, everyone can kiss who they want because nobody's in a relationship.
Come on now.
I said, hello.
So basically, there is no unwritten rules. There is no unwritten rules.
I'm like, hello. Like, and my thing is, like, even with the Ronnie and Harriet situation, I'm like, Ronnie's over here kissing Harriet and he's not even in a couple with her. And I'm like, okay, I see that being a little bit foul because I'm just like, wait till you couple up with the girl before the physicality. But there really is no rule.
No,
there's no rules to this.
Listen here. The whole point is we on an island. We gotta do what we can. We gotta do what we gotta do to survive.
Okay.
Right. And if that means I gotta kiss everybody, I'm gonna kiss everybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, Io comments on Uma on her bikini that she, looked good when she was walking by, and I was just like, see, he's trying to like keep you,
Look, it's so funny. My thing is when the rabbit got the gun, it's not fun no more. Hey, Uma, what happened to that fun, confident personality you have? Now you just want to sit in the corner and talk to the women about how upset you are. Listen here, the same way as even though he's in a couple, you can pull him away. You can still like flirt with him and things like that. It's not a rule or unwritten rule that you can't talk to Io anymore. Talk to him.
Yeah. Well, Jess says Ronnie needs to make his decision, and she gave him a deadline for today.
Okay.
Uma found out about the kiss on the terrace, and she doesn't want to get to know him if he's kissing another girl.
What?
It's like, okay, well then, I guess it's time for you to go home.
I don't know what to say. Go home, exactly.
I don't know what to tell you, Uma. Io asked Ronnie, should he tell her about the kiss? And I'm like, Io, you're too late. Like, you already let the cat out the bag, honestly.
Yeah.
Ronnie says no. And Io is just tired of disclosing everything. And Ronnie talking about he want to ask for an extension on his decision deadline today.
And they started laughing.
Yeah.
Listen, Ronnie is like, you don't make the rules of Love Island, okay? We are only on episode 9, 8, whichever episode we on. You don't give me no deadlines.
Exactly. I ain't getting no text about a fire pit.
Exactly. So no, you ain't give me no deadline. Bombshells could be coming in and out. I'm going to the other island and things like that. If you don't want me, that's fine. But I know you don't want Sean.
Yeah.
And that's where her power fails. Because even though Sean is pursuing her, he knows that she don't want Sean. So it's like, you want me, I have all the leverage because you want me to make a decision about us, besides you making a decision about us.
And just if you're really the prize, act like the prize, and don't allow somebody to treat you like you're an option.
I don't think you're the prize.
So, Omar and Patsy. Patsy wants someone who's interested in her fully.
Yes.
And Omar is just wasting her time. Okay, I don't know what else to say. I'm just like, I don't even know why Omar like plays in her face like this. But he says it's been hard trying to give his energy to everyone, but he's really enjoyed his conversations with Patsy. And Patsy says, you know, someone's going to come in and have their door wide open for her, and that's what she really wants. And he's like, well, who's to say I don't? Who's to say I'm not feeling you? And I'm just like, your actions, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're not really into her like that. So I don't know why he was trying to act like he was really trying to get to know her and like get with her and stuff like that. Maybe because they did talk about how he's new on the island, he's kind of opening up and stuff like that, so that could be a thing, but I just don't see the connection there.
Can I go like on a 42-second rant for a second, right?
Go ahead. Let's sit back and listen, y'all.
My sign is dedicated to Patsy because she didn't deserve to be matched with boys during this whole experiment. When she got matched with Monveer, if you've been following from episode 1 to now, I asked every episode, where is Monveer, right? Monveer in the first episode been talking about how he's going to keep his options open and how don't get offended, Mimi, when I go talk to other women. Monveer, I haven't seen you talk to a woman at all throughout this whole time unless they made you choose the woman at the fire pit. You haven't made no type of intentional initiative of talking to anybody.
Yeah.
To anybody. So now Patsy's sitting there and she's talking to Omar, who's basically another version of Monveer, right? Of basically like, well, how do you know I don't like you? You know what? No. Get the boys off the island. Get the boys off the island.
I feel the same way.
And at the end of the day, I understand where Patsy's coming from, because you gotta understand, Patsy is the one that's usually in everybody's conversation. She's like the friend of everybody, right? So all she hears throughout this whole time is how much Uma is going through things, what Mimi's going through things, what Samantha's going through things, Io, Jess, all these people and things of that nature. She's like, I'm not going through anything, literally. Yeah. Like, I'm just here, right? And I feel like I'm a catch. And she's, and I understand, we know how it ended, and she's just a day late, you get what I'm saying? But I don't think it's her fault. It's Monveer's fault. It's Omar's fault, because he's over there talking about some, like, you know, like, how do you know I'm not interested? Well, at the end of the day, you are paired up with Uma, and I haven't seen you have a conversation with Uma until this episode. And Patsy even said it in the confessional, like, our conversation have more depth than a conversation you had with Uma. So what are you talking about? Yeah. Get the boys off the island. Bring some men, bombshells on here, who basically be like, I want you, and I'm going to flirt with you, and I'm going to be intentional with you, or it's like, I'd rather have 5 Ronnies than 1 Monveer. I'm just being real with you. I mean, it makes the needle move. It makes the show shake. Just having people just sit around and look around at everybody isn't doing anything. We need people with some interest in somebody. Exactly. So I'm sorry, that was 90 seconds. So we've got Harriet and Ronnie. Yeah. Harriet's not sure where his head is at, and she does need him to decide, but she's just like, I don't even know if you know where your head is at. And he tells her, like, I don't know. And she tells him just to not waste time. And he's just like, all right. I think Harriet's just there too. You know what I'm saying? We've got Io and Mimi. Yeah. He says that he really likes Mimi. He's pulling her for this chat just to reassure her that he's into her. If he's kissing Mimi, then it's not fair to Uma, because he's saying that it's not giving them the same energy. Okay. Mimi thinks that he just wants to slow things down, but she's just like, you're the one who took me to the terrace. That's facts. She's just gonna just sit back and wait and see what happens. And I'm just like, Mimi, you've been doing a whole bunch of sitting back and waiting and watching. Exactly. Okay. But how I feel about that conversation, pretty much, I'm just like, don't slow down your connection with Mimi because Uma is feeling away. Exactly. If you guys are progressing, then let it flow naturally. If Uma, when she was coupled up with you, decided she didn't want to kiss you, and y'all, I do not believe Uma didn't kiss Io because she was thinking about Mimi. She was thinking about either herself, her image, or whatever. It had nothing to do with Mimi. I don't believe that. So, yeah. So, overall, I'm just like, if things are progressing with y'all in different ways, like, Uma shouldn't be the deciding factor on that. You can still get to know both of them, and if you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm seeing how things are progressing with Mimi, then yes, go along with Mimi because they're progressing. But
But yeah, don't stop things just because Uma feels away. So
here's the thing. I like what you said, Blair, right? Mm-hmm. And truth be told, I like what Mimi said, but I just want to give her just a little correction, right? She said, cause after Ayo explained to her about how he felt about it, about how, like, you know, if I'm going to be kissing you, like, I don't want you to feel no type of way if you see me kissing her. You know, player, I see you, Ayo, right? She even said, Mimi said, like, you know, like, I don't think I like it, but what can I do? You get what I'm saying? Basically,
speak up.
Like, but my
tell him no. She don't make nothing shake over here. No. I'm sorry.
No. I don't agree with that at all.
Oh, okay. I'm wrong. I guess I'm wrong.
And you can't be a hypocrite because you just said that Harriet speak to your heart. That like you're not with anybody. You could kiss anybody.
Yeah.
So Mimi, if he do kiss Ayo, right? I do like the fact that she said, like, what can I do about it? Like, basically, like, she ain't taking it on some, like, you know, when you with Uma, you with Uma.
Right. Don't
think about me. He said, I'm not going to like it, but what can I do?
Right.
You said you want to get to know both of us. Boom. Uma's not doing that. You get what I'm saying? Uma's basically saying, like, if you kissing another girl, then I got to be done with you. Mimi didn't say that.
No.
Mimi just said, I ain't going to like it. But, you know, it's the process, right? And that's the difference that I have with Uma. I think Uma don't like to lose. Right, it has nothing to do with Mimi. It has nothing to do with Ayo being disrespectful. It has nothing to do with kissing or anything like that. You don't want to lose to Mimi, right? And I'd rather be first and wrong, right, than come late to the party. I don't think she really banged with Mimi, right? Because I'm starting to see it to where she can't come out and just say, Mimi, I don't like you. So she just keeps saying, like, Ayo's being disrespectful. How?
Yeah.
How's he being? Listen, I understand if he's being a player, like, there's that. But listen, it takes a player to play the game. It's a game, right? But at the end of the day, he's not disrespecting you. Nah. He's not disrespecting you at all. Focus on your man, on your connection, you know?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, Omar pulls Uma for a chat finally. She says that she's excited to get to know him. Y'all, they high five about being a couple. I was just like, yeah, this is going nowhere.
Friend zone.
I was like, this is going nowhere. Omar said that when he saw Mimi, she was champagne, but when he came across Uma, she was fine wine.
Corny.
And I'm just like, I guess that's just preference because some people like champagne more than wine. I don't know what to tell you. I have no clue what that means actually. I guess Uma was the better version in his head. Uma says that, you know, we got to make Ayo sweat in her confessional, but she does want to give Omar a chance since he's giving her a chance. And I'm just like, you already revealed your card.
Exactly.
Like, you just want to make Ayo jealous. You do not care about Omar.
Exactly.
Like you're not. Yeah.
And just to point this out, right? This is why I say get the boys off the island. Uma and Patsy are talking, right? You just got done telling Patsy, like, I'm open with you. I'm interested in you. Like, I want to get to know you and stuff like that.
Uma and Omar.
Yeah. Uma and Patsy was talking, right? As I was saying. And while they was talking, Omar came over and moved Patsy out the way. Basically said, can I talk to Uma?
Yeah, that was kind of jacked up.
So I'm like, how can you say that, right? When you just got done having a scene with Patsy, talk about you're interested in her, talk about her door don't have a handle, I can walk through it whenever I want. But when given the time, you don't spend no time with Patsy, right? You over there high-fiving your roommate, basically.
I mean, I was thinking, like, you couldn't have found another time to pull Uma for a chat and just making Patsy get up and go somewhere else. I'm just like, that's just so bad.
Exactly. And that's basically what Patsy that's been her role throughout the whole
Even when she was walking around, she was like, y'all have fun. Just like, what is she supposed to do?
Exactly. So, so Uma, you don't really like Omar. Omar, you over here talking about, even though Mimi is champagne, you are fine wine and things of that nature. Last time I checked, when y'all had a choice to stay together still, you said, I stay. And she said, I don't want to stay with you.
Yeah.
So she wasn't that champagne when you wanted to stay with her and things of that nature. Get the boys off the island. Like, that's my motto now.
Yeah. Well, Jess and Uma talk. Jess doesn't believe anything that Ronnie is saying. Ronnie ends up coming over. She's not feeling too well, and she asks Ronnie how the chat was with Harriet. And he's just like, it was a chat. She tells him, well, go back and enjoy your time with Harriet.
Oh, my goodness.
And he does like a tick-tock sound because he's not taking her serious. He's like, F whatever you're talking about.
Dude, you know what's funny? I think Jess liked that, though.
Yeah.
Like because Sean and Ronnie are just so opposite of each other based on what we've seen, right? And if Sean is the one, and I understand Sean may come off as the type to come after people's sloppy seconds and things like that. You know, at first he giving Harriet coffee in the morning. Now he's over here talking about like, you know, I am into you, Jess, and things like that. It just seems like he's coming after the girl after they've been let down by the guy.
Yeah, to me it comes across like he doesn't really have a genuine interest.
Exactly.
Like he just wants to get whoever he thinks he can get at.
And my thing is, if Sean is who he say he is in being a good guy and being interested and things like that, just don't value that. She wants Ronnie. And even though Ronnie is over here and she's over here talking about deadline day, Ronnie just over there making clock noises in her face. And guess what? She got no choice but to laugh.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I like this guy. You know?
So they're getting ready for the night. Harriet wouldn't be surprised if Ronnie picks Jess.
Okay.
Ronnie is saying that he's not going to make the deadline tonight if he's not 100% sure. Like he's not going to have Jess pressure him into deciding before he's ready.
Oh, you're not surprised, Jess.
Jess isn't here to play games. Okay. He has been there. They've been there together with each other from the start. And she says, if you're not certain, she doesn't want to get to know him anymore. Harriet feels like she's getting the same boy in different forms. Well, kind of. I mean, you've been in a couple of love triangles. Joey and Samantha are talking, and Joey's saying that it's been nice getting to know her, not rushing into things. He talks to her about kids, and she says she would want 2, he would want 8. But he's just kind of driving home the point that he's really ready to like settle down and have a family at this point in his life.
I don't, even though at that moment, I don't know if that will make them like each other more. Like, even though that was probably like the first real moment where she was talking regular.
Yeah.
I think it may be a little too late, because I look at people when they go to sleep and stuff like that, when like they show us the cams and things like that. Nicole and her man, they be kissing every night, right? Joey and Samantha, they don't cuddle. They just kind of like it seems like they in 2 separate beds.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Back to back and on the edges of the bed, you know? So it's like, I don't know if Joey's really into Samantha. I think he's talking to her out of respect. But at some point, I would put the onus on Joey to, like, if this is your girl, then like you have to show us that this is your girl outside of challenges.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think he's really into her either. And I don't think she's really into him. I think she was into him because of who she thought he was or by his celebrity. So Sean and Jess talk. Sean says in relationships, like he comes out of his shell, then you're probably going to be off the show because ain't nobody waiting around for you to get out your shell
pretty much
to be in a relationship with you. So he says he's like a sunflower. He says Jess is like a rose. He thinks she's so stunning. He's nervous when he talks to her, and he's just kind of waiting for the fog to clear so that way he can have his moment with her.
Jess just like, oh.
Yeah. She's like, oh, you're such a sweet guy. Ronnie, time to decide. Like that's all she's thinking. Harriet and Ronnie are talking. Ronnie says that he is not going to give his decision tonight if he's not 100% sure. Jess and Ronnie talk, and Ronnie says he's not 100% sure. He doesn't have an answer for her right now. And he tells her, you know, you can think about what you want to do. If you're not feeling this situation, that's totally your decision. But I am not making my decision tonight. Ronnie gets a text. It's time to gather around the fire pit. And I was thinking like, all right, Ronnie, time to decide. But no. So the public has been voting for their favorite couple. Those with the fewest votes are at risk of being dumped from the island. The couple saved are Samantha and Joey, Nicole and Kieran, Mimi and Io, and Jess and Ronnie. The vulnerable couples are Patsy and Munveer, Uma and Omar, and Harriet and Sean.
Listen, I know Uma was probably thinking like, oh my gosh, just a couple weeks ago, I had the power to pick who I want. And now just by me being paired with this boy, right, Omar, I'm at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, life comes fast on like this show.
So one boy and one girl will be dumped from the island, and the girls will decide which boy leaves, and the boys will decide which girl leaves.
Nice twist.
So they decide for Patsy and Munveer to leave.
Justice for Patsy, man. Patsy, listen here. Even though you're leaving, it's not your fault why you're leaving, right? It's 100% Munveer's fault that y'all are not on the show, right? There was no connection to Munveer. There was no connection to you, Patsy, because you are connected to Munveer. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that Munveer is gone, right? And
I am too. He wasn't making that shake.
And unfortunately, Patsy, you have to go. You know, what is your thoughts on the overall episode?
Overall, I enjoyed it. It was kind of repetitive a little bit just with the Jess, Harriet, Ronnie situation. Yeah. But I'm ready for some decisions to be made so we can kind of move forward. So
I think it's time for a bombshell to come in the house. I think it's time for a bombshell. Where do you think, or what is your opinion on what you think is going to happen with Uma and Omar? Do you think do you think there will ever be a time to where Uma can make Ayo jealous? To where Ayo would actually feel jealousy.
If a bombshell comes in,
but not with the guys.
But not with the guys there, because none of them are really connecting with her. So if she has like a real honest connection with somebody new, maybe. But I think Ayo's really into Mimi. Honestly, I think he'll end up choosing Mimi.
Yeah, I think. Hey, I say play the game, right? I say play the game. Mimi, you are nicer than me, even though Patsy and Marvin haven't done anything. If you give me any power to eliminate my op, right, I'll be the only one saying, like, I know we love her, but I think Uma needs to go.
But they didn't get the choice.
I understand. Well, sorry, Omar needs to go. I'm sorry. It just.
But that wouldn't make her leave.
I understand. Right? I would have been the person in the group saying, I know we gotta choose a guy.
You said, I'm choosing a girl.
I'm choosing Uma. Okay? I'm choosing Uma. And listen here, I don't dislike Uma. I just don't think Uma is being honest all the way about how she's been so protective of other people's feelings. I think Uma's in it for Uma.
Yeah.
And as
she should.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So don't be mad when someone's in it for them as well. Make sure y'all join us back tonight for Love Island USA. Y'all be good.
Bye.